Afternoon, I'm David Hall. Glad to have you listening right now because I have a special guest in studio. Our headliner tonight at Live on the Green, Derek Trucks, is in studio with me. Welcome, Derek.
How are you, man?
Good to have you in Nashville today.
Yeah, good to be here.
All right, as you know, Live on the Green is our brand new free live outdoor music series. It's down at Public Square Plaza in front of the Metro Courthouse. And tonight, the Derek Trucks Band, Jack Pearson, and Homemade Water are going to play for us. And yes, they're going to play. We're not going to let a little rain stop anything.
Rain or shine, that's right.
Absolutely. Well, the Derek Trucks Band new CD is called Already Free, and you've been hearing us play Down in the Flood from that for you here lately here on Lightning 100. Derek's been named by Rolling Stone as one of the top 100 guitarists of all time, and of course, as you probably know, he's the nephew, not the son now. Everybody gets that wrong. The nephew of Allman Brothers Band drummer Butch Trucks. And I guess that happens to you a lot, huh?
It does. You know, I'm Greg's son in some cities. I'm Butch's son. But yeah, it's nephew.
Well, as I mentioned, one of a handful of cover songs that you put on this CD is that 1967 Bob Dylan song, Down in the Flood. How did you pick that one?
Yeah, it's just a great tune. I love the basement tapes, all the stuff he did with the band, and that song just jumped out. It's actually the last song we recorded. We were really done with the record when we decided to give that a whirl, but it felt great going down, and I thought post-Katrina that title was kind of timely, too.
Absolutely. And maybe somewhat appropriate tonight. We don't know
yet. That's right. It's a light rain. We're going to be all right.
Well, you were asked to join the Allman Brothers Band as a permanent member back in 1999, so you have some obligations to them for touring and recording and whatnot. Keeping the two careers going at once, is that ever difficult?
It gets busy, you know. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, I was juggling 4 bands. I had a band with my wife and my own group and the Almonds, and then we did that Eric Clapton tour, so I'm down to 2 now. That's pretty simple. I do have young kids, though. They're 7 and 5. That makes that makes it much more otherwise it'd be no problem, but you definitely get homesick, and if you have 2 days off in a row, you're hopping a plane and getting home, or the kids are on the road, so that makes it a juggling act.
Now, this band, the Derek Trucks Band, is a work that's been in progress for about a decade, a little over a decade now, I guess, right?
Well, the rhythm section, we've been together 16 years now, wow. So many shows under our belt.
Yeah, and the band is quite a cast of characters. There are all sorts of ages represented in this group, all sorts of, music specialties or whatever.
Yeah.
How did you get this band together?
You know, just years on the road, and you run into people, and there's good chemistry with certain people, and you remember names, and it's been a work in progress a long time, like you said, but it's great. I mean, we have guys born in 5 different decades from all over the country. It's a crazy group on the road. But I think all that different energy helps keep it propelled forward, you know.
And it brings a diversity of influences, I would imagine, into what eventually becomes the soup that is the Derek Trucks Band.
Definitely. I mean, I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, really with, the music of the Allman Brothers and soul music and the stuff, the vinyl my parents were spinning. And then you have guys like our drummer who grew up in Detroit during the Motown era. His mom was singing with James Cleveland and cutting little Stevie Wonder's hair, and Sam Cooke, and he grew up in that scene. So there's a lot of different, life experiences that get brought to the table.
Yeah. Now, if I've counted correctly, with the live albums and the studio albums that you've done so far, this is record number 7. It's called Already Free, and I understand you recorded it at home.
Yeah, it was nice. The record we did before this, which we actually recorded here in Nashville at Jay Joyce's home. I had so much fun working with him, and he had it set up. He had a home studio set up that was it was so comfortable, just being in that setting and not in a major recording studio. And that kind of sparked the idea to build a studio, which ended up turning into being a separate building on our property. But it's a beautiful spot. But it was so nice being home, and I really find that for me, writing it's so much easier when you're settled for a minute. You're actually in one place. When you get on the road, you kind of go into survival mode a little bit. You don't get too introspective or introverted. You have to do your thing. So it was nice being home. The songs just flowed out. We ended up having, I think, 25, 30 tracks done by the time the record was done. We chose the songs that fit together well. But I'm excited to getting back in there and just seeing where it goes.
You mentioned your wife, who our listeners know well, Susan Tedeschi, and you put her to work on a couple of tracks on this record, right?
That's right. She was doing her record around the same time. We did some demos for her in the studio, and then she went out to L.A. and did her record while we were doing ours. But when she would come home for a few days, I'd ask her if she wanted to come out and help out. A little special guest. You gotta have the secret weapon on there.
What's the live show like tonight?
We'll see. It's gonna be muggy. But it's been fun lately. I mean, having Jack Pearson out is going to be a blast. He's one of my favorite guitar players on planet Earth. Out of all the guys I've played with, Jack is way up on the list. So that always brings out a different element when you're playing with people that you really respect and look up to. So that's going to be fun. Last night we played in Athens, Georgia, with Jimmy Herring, another one of my favorite guitar players. So this is it's a good 2 days. If it makes me want to practice.
Well, since you're a member of the Allman Brothers too, what can you tell us about their status right now? What's going on with the Allman Brothers band?
We're in the middle of the 40th anniversary tour. It's been a great year. I mean, we did the Beacon Theater. We kicked off the year with, and had some amazing guests: Levon Helm, Taj Mahal the first night. We had Johnny Winter, Buddy Guy. Eric Clapton came out for 2 shows. It was just great. I mean, we had a blast. It was really trying to get all the guys that, it was a tribute to Duane Allman, and trying to get all the guys that he played with and were fans of, to come out and kind of support the cause. So it was a great time. That really kicked off the year. So there was a lot of positive energy and attitudes going into the summer run. But it's been a strong run. I mean, we just finished in Red Rocks out in Colorado, and it was one of the better shows I've ever been a part of with that band. So I'm 10 years into it. It's their 40th anniversary. It's been a good run.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun. Well, Derek, we're glad to have the Derek Trucks Band in town tonight.
Yeah,
glad to have you here back in Nashville. I know a lot of your Nashville fans are excited about you being back and seeing this show, and we're not going to let a few sprinkles spoil. We've got ponchos,
We can deal with this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for coming in today. I know you got lots of stuff to do before the show tonight, but we'll see you there on stage at Public Square tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Derek Trucks Band. Let's hear Down in the Flood on Lightning 100.